Welcome back to another episode of Piping Up. We are continuing the Harrisburg series. We are here at Pine Street Presbyterian. Next to me is the organist, Joseph. Joseph, thanks so much for having us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Now, tell us a little bit about the history of the organ up to what you know about it.
Okay. Well, in 1926, the famed E.M. Skinner Organ Company was hired, Opus 506, and that is still here today. The next renovation, major renovation, happened in 1963, and that was by the M.P. Möller Company. And then the last major renovation was in 1991, and that took the organ to 83 ranks, and that's what we have today. We're currently fundraising for the next major renovation. I'm not sure when that will happen, but it's time mostly due to deterioration of wind chest, those kinds of things. And of course, you know, every time there is an organ project, there's always room to improve some of the work that was done in the previous rebuild.
Right. Yep.
So that is the plan. The first priority is to ensure that all of the existing pipes and ranks are speaking appropriately with speech and all of those kinds of things. And then we'll look at improving some of the existing stops and maybe making a few changes to the registration. It's interesting, on an instrument of this size, there really isn't a principal on the swell division. You know, we build one, but there's not an independent principal.
Oh, got it.
Which is surprising, I think, for an 83 rank instrument.
Yeah. As that big, it should have one.
Right.
Yeah, it should have a stable.
Right, and then there's
board.
not a 16-foot on the great division. So that is something that we would like to correct. We just need money, so the YouTube world can send us money if they would like.
Is there a 16-foot on the swell?
There is a 16-foot on the swell.
Okay.
Well, there is a 16-foot reed on the great, but there's not a 16-foot foundation stop.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. So, and obviously, I guess with this, I guess you guys want to not only, are you guys looking to expand more on ranks, I guess, besides just that one, possibly?
Not necessarily. The only, in addition to the principal on the swell and the 16-foot in the great, a few minor tweaks to some of the other divisions. The most room we have is in the echo division.
Right.
There's plenty of room back there to beef that up a little bit, which would really help for the people who sit in the back on the big high holy days like Easter and Christmas, those kinds of things. So that is the plan, to make that more into an antiphonal division instead of an echo division.
Got it. Got it.
The choir does sing occasionally from the balcony, so that would be used to accompany them when we do those kinds of things.
Right.
So.
And was the Chamade, was that added in with the last? Yeah,
the Chamade was added in the 1991 renovation, M.P. Möller. My predecessor, and I just lost his name, it'll come to me in a minute, Don Clapper.
There you go.
He's the one who oversaw all of this. He was here for decades, so this is really his doing, and so we're thankful for his dedication to the church. And in fact, he left the church a very nice endowment to take care of the organ.
Which is nice to see for churches, particularly with this size of an organ. That's a big thing, because you know, maintenance is going to be a major issue for sure.
So we certainly have the money to do the maintenance thanks to him. He was very specific about how the endowment was to be used, and we're adhering to that, so we're very thankful for him.
Now, and obviously, looking around the room, obviously you have a facade on the front which is non-speaking, correct? Yeah. So obviously that's something that obviously spruces up the room for sure with the organ.
That is something that we would improve on.
Okay.
Those pipes obviously need to be cleaned, and there are some pipes missing that were there originally. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we would like to make that a little more presentable, I guess is the right word, even though they're non-speaking. But you know, in 1926, that was the era when things were kind of buried and you didn't see exposed pipes and those kinds of things. So, you know, some proposals have suggested that we add pipes that are visible, but I'm not sure that's an approach that the church is interested in because of
Just the way it looks.
Right, when the church was built and the design, and that's how
I think
things,
it might clutter it up a little bit, maybe,
right,
perhaps.
yeah, and it's just not how it was designed.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
in 1991, the two facades that you see that are facing us, that is called the Nave division, and those were added in 1991. That was just a blank wall
Okay.
in 1991, or prior to 1991.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
yeah, so there's a little issue with egress into the room, because as organs that all face inward and not open into the nave is typical. So
Right.
that's one of the reasons why beefing up the echo division
Be a big thing.
would be
Yeah.
a big improvement, we
Yeah.
think. So,
Yeah. Now, money's concerning wise, I guess, are you guys looking to put physical pipes in for those two stops, or are you guys looking to go the digital route, since you already kind of have a little bit working with Walker already? Walker Technical?
no, we would do pipe.
Physical
We
pipe,
would keep
okay.
the existing digital pedal, 32 foots. All those would be upgraded to today's technology.
Right, yeah.
That's the thing with digital, you buy it today and
It's outdated the next
it's
day.
updated the next day.
Yeah.
So, but it's been, quite a while since those were installed. So there've been significant improvements into the technology of the Walker
Oh, for
digital
sure. Yeah,
stops
yeah.
at this point. So,
And we've visited their facilities, so we know exactly what that can look like. So
Right, right.
definitely expensive, but definitely worth the improvement for sure.
Right.
But yeah. So a little bit about you. When did you start working here, and what's your thoughts on the congregation and what they think about this?
Well, I started in September of 2019. I think it was September, July or September. And of course, after about 6 months is when the pandemic hit.
Yep.
And so we got through all of that. So I think over the last year or so, we finally feel settled, I guess.
Time to breathe a little bit.
Right,
Yeah.
and it takes you a while in a new position to get accustomed to the organ and the acoustics and, the choir and the people and all of those kinds of things. So, and we didn't really get a chance to do much of that during the pandemic because there wasn't a
COVID kind of just
congregation, no
slammed
choir.
you. Yeah.
Although we did have services each week, we used our staff singers for that
Okay.
and recorded everything mostly down here. Even though we did use the organ, we kept the choir or the singers down here just to be more open and not close together, but it worked. So yeah, 2019, I was in Oxford, Mississippi, First Presbyterian Church there. I was in that position for 12 years. We also did an organ renovation there and acoustical improvements, rather significant changes in that space, more so than it would be here. And then I came here, and I love the people here. I think they love me. I hope they do.
Yeah. And obviously they love the organ because
They do love the organ. Pine Street is known for their music and worship throughout the years during the Don Clapper days, and Fred Anderson was the pastor during part of that time. And so that's what they've been known for, is their worship and their music. Pine Street is unique in their worship in that we have communion every Sunday, which is unusual for a Presbyterian church. But it's really something that the people of Pine Street really love. And,
and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
there's nothing wrong with that,
Nothing wrong
no.
with that, no. I mean, do you guys have concerts here? Is that a popular thing for around here?
We do have a professional concert series called MAPS, Music at Pine Street. We have people from all over the world. We've had some of the greatest organists around play here, Nathan Laba, Scott Detra, Michael Hay. So it's a very good concert series, a variety of different genres of music and different instruments, piano, organ, vocalist, strings. So it's a pretty well-established concert series.
So definitely, this tells me that this is a church that loves music
Yes.
and loves the arts for sure.
Yeah, we had pastoral change recently. When that happens, churches do surveys about the past and about what they're looking for in the future. And Worship and music scored very high in that the church is happy with that.
Okay.
And so that's good to hear
That's very
from
good.
the musician's standpoint.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty, we are, as the organ is now coming to life, we are now inside of the solo chamber and some of the pedal. There is a massive 32 foot, which was mentioned. It's a Walker B2. A lot of, not much room to work with in here. And a lot of piping and ducts and stuff here. From the moment you walk in the door, you are hit with pipes on almost every side. This is the Quinton that was put in. It's the first one you see. Another right here. Continuation. This is the roar flute here that I'm looking at right before I go up the ladder. All the way up. Continue, and we'll head up the ladder. So we're on the ladder. We have the walled flutes here on the front side here. That's all on the front here. We have roar flutes as usual. All the ranks here at the moment. We're looking at above here. This is what you would see from the outside. There is the console right there, right in the center there. So you'd be looking out and looking through the grate. We are still on the ladder. And look up. We are towards the top of this, towards the top here. And a bunch of ranks here. Still on the ladder at this time. And a couple of pipes towards the back there as well. All right, now we are in the solo here. It is behind shutters. You can see everything here. Of course, we have a rank way above us here. All the way to the top here. And a couple of mitered pipes here in the back just so they can fit.
Oh, you mean those pipes?
Yeah.
You just kind of have to crawl under.
You can see all the way in the corner there. There are some wooden pipes in the back there. Very, very cramped in here. Not the easiest access to these, but they are here. Very nice. And we are going to quickly look through here, but you can see just on the top here, we have the English horn sticking through the shades here. It's the English horn. So we are now inside of the swell and pedal division. See a bunch of swell. One of the more notable stops in here is the oboe right here. That's traveling down. This is the oboe right here. It's more notable. And we have the viola up here. And then, of course, we obviously have some of the ridiculously large pedal pipes back here. The far corner. It's Gem's horn here. Of course, beyond there as well.